Hey, what's up, good people? It's Jay Ray, the co host of Q Points, and I wanted to come to you because there are two really important ways that you can support our show. One is by subscribing to it wherever you listen to or watch your podcasts. Q Points is pretty much everywhere. The other thing that you can do is you can visit us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on Podchaser, and you can leave us a star rating. Please rate us 5 stars because you know you love Q Points. And on Apple Podcasts and on Podchaser, you can actually leave us a written review. It's not required, but it really does help to spread the word about the show, and it helps people to discover it as they're looking for new podcasts to listen to. We're always appreciative of you supporting Q Points. We thank you so much for all that you've done for us so far, and enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Q Points, your safe space for all things black music, black entertainment. I am Sir Daniel.
And I am Jay Ray, y'all, also known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay the Third. What's happening?
Wow. J Ray, again, it feels like a whole month has gone by since I don't know what it is, what's going on. Maybe it's the time change, but it just feels like a lot of time has passed and it's only been a week. I know I said that last week, but it bears repeating.
I agree. And once again, I'm on the road like I was again last week, and this is really different. So we're setting y'all up. We had a different setup because Q Points is traveling this week. What?
That's right. J Ray is out there networking and rubbing shoulders, taking lunches, those kind of important Hollywood things, and we're grateful for it because the word is getting out about Q Points. And tonight's episode, it's very appropriate that you're in LA, Hollywood,
Yeah.
because we're talking tonight about that whole connection of artists who've made the pivot, who've done the two of the things, acting and singing and acting. Look, above my shoulder, right here, I'm just going to bring her into, we're just going to start it off. Abbott Elementary might be my favorite, absolute favorite show right now, and one of the reasons is this woman right here. Shirley Ralph is a gem. She's an original dream girl. Mm-hmm. She's been on one of my favorite TV sitcoms, It's a Living.
Uh-huh.
She's done.
Yes.
She's done. She's done a lot of you guys, the younger generation. You guys love Moesha. She's Moesha's mom, and she's also been in countless movies like The Mighty Quinn, and I mean just countless things. Oh, Sister Act.
Yes.
She's the reason why Lauryn Hill couldn't sing in the concert. So Shirley Ralph, yes, did a 12-inch back in 1984. Mm-hmm. Okay, called In the Evening. And when I tell you it goes, I love it because it's everything I love about the 80s. It's dramatic, over the top, and it's all the things that she needed it to be back then as well. Some of y'all know it, some of y'all don't, but Sir Daniel just put you on. But yeah, tonight, J Ray, we're talking about people, artists that made the pivot. And
yes.
Mostly we're talking about actors or athletes even,
yeah,
who come and done music and did it well.
Yeah, like I'm one of the things that when we were young, you know what? Before we get into this,
yes,
something dope happened this week. Well, two things. First
lots
thing
of dope stuff.
Lots of dope stuff. The first thing I want to tell you, I didn't know about the Shirley Ralph single until 2022. I was 44 years old before I knew that Shirley Ralph had done a single. It was on, y'all posted it on Twitter, you and Craig Seymour, like all of these people. And I was like, what? Like, it was like super surprising, but not surprising at the same time, because this is why we're going to do tonight's show. Mm-hmm. The other thing this week that happened, so if y'all caught last week's show, you know that Sir Daniel had the pleasure of interviewing Rasta Root, Phife Dawg's manager, DJ, friend, and the record came out on the 22nd. And Phife Dawg Forever is absolutely beautiful. It is a perfect testament to his career because it covered so many things and there are so many dope folks on it. So you got a chance to go to the listening party. So I wanted to ask you, like, how was that? Tell us a bit about that before we jump into the topic.
The listening party, the main thing I took away from it, and aside from the music, and this was so palpable in that room, that man was loved. He was adored. Everybody in that room, from his wife, his parents, had come together to make sure that this album saw the light of day and that it's received in the love that in which it was created. And I could feel that it got kind of emotional at one point for Rasta Root, and it's always kind of jarring to see these hip hop dudes get emotional and teary eyed, but it's because they loved each other. It's because there's a lot of passion and hard work that went into creating this album. If you have when you listen to it, please have a Kleenex with you for Cheryl's Son. The song that his mom and Angela Winbush do that's a tearjerker, because there's actual audio of Fife as a 4-year-old on this song, and it's everything. It's what grown hip hop is supposed to be, all encompassing of our life experiences, but dope at the same time. So yes, one thing I would like to do, because we love our Q Points family, is I received a commemorative T-shirt for Fife Forever for the album. It was created specifically for the listening party. It commemorates the night that it happened, and that it happened at Rocksteady Atlanta, the restaurant. And I am, it's no secret. I'm an extra fine. I wear extra fine in shirts. So this isn't going to fit me, but what I would like to do is I would like to gift it to whoever shoots us an email at qpoints the show at gmail.com. Whoever says hits us up first, it is a large. Mm-hmm. So just know that it's a large. If you can wear it, or somebody that you know can wear it, please shoot us an email and I would gladly send it off to you. But yeah, that was just a really dope evening, and I'm just super grateful to have been in the place for that event.
That's dope, man. I'm so glad you got a chance to be there. And I listened to the record actually on the plane is when I finally had a chance to listen to the record. And it is absolutely beautiful. And it is one of those, we're at a point in music now where everything is an EP. Like everything is compact, right? You get like 5, maybe 6 max, but this is a full album, and it is highly recommended that you play it from beginning to end, because every song has meaning. And so yeah, just happy you were there, and happy that this record had a chance to see the light of day with all the love that was put into it, because it's a moment in hip hop.
Absolutely. One other thing I'd like to mention before we go on, if you guys notice in the background, our friend Bruce Phillips is spinning on the ones and twos. Well, this of course was taken in at the original JB's Record Lounge. Well, I've been talking about it all week. If you've been following me on Sugar Honey on the Rocks on Mixcloud, but tomorrow is the grand reopening at a brand new location for JB's Record Lounge, and I am super excited about that. The list, it's not just one, there is a list of hot DJs that are going to be in the house spinning vinyl. Amongst them is DJ Oxygen, DJ Lyris, Sean Phelan is going to be there spinning, and I saved the best for last, our friend Daryl.
Daryl is so dope.
Daryl flew all the way out here to Georgia so he could be a part of it tomorrow. If you are in the Metro Atlanta area, please join us at 898 Oak Street, Suite F in Atlanta, 30316. It's in the West End. There's plenty of parking. It starts at 6 p.m. until 10. So you are more than welcome. Please, if you come by, make sure you're ready to buy some records. If you don't have a record player, JB has got you because I know he's got record players to sell. So there's no excuse. So I'll definitely be in the house. So please come on out.
Absolutely. Looking forward and happy that JB, who was on show number 4 when we did our Record Store
Yeah.
Day show. So if you go back and check out that show, you can hear him. But so happy that he is back open with the physical, although he never stopped, right? We talked about
No.
that. He had been working the all of the festivals in Atlanta,
Pop-ups,
pop-ups
yes.
everywhere. So just happy that he gets to be back in the place. So listen, tonight we let's talk. So this topic, y'all, like Sir Daniel, when me and you was youngins, it would be these moments where it was also a sign that somebody had reached a certain level of success when all of a sudden they had a record. Like
Yes.
it meant that they had reached a point in their career where a record label said, "Oh, we can make some money off of them if they sing too," and it was a normal thing. Whereas like now, we're in a place where these artists that we're about to talk about paved the way for all of these kids that do this now. Now everybody's acting, singing, designing. They got colognes. First album, you know.
It's very commonplace to be a multifaceted artist. But before we get even deeper into that, I want to preface it because we're coming to the end of Women's History Month. Let me just say, a lot of those people that you named, the artists that are doing the things they're doing now, wouldn't have been able to do it if it weren't for people like Lena Horne, Pearl Bailey,
Yes.
Eartha Kitt. I know you know who Eartha Kitt is, but I bring up these women, Diane Carroll. I bring up these women because they came from an era where if you wanted to be in entertainment, you had to be what was called a triple threat. You had to be able to dance, you had to be able to act, and you had to be able to sing, or at least hold a note.
Yep.
Because you had to be, because it was all encompassing. You were performing on stage, you were performing on film, cabarets, whatever. So you had to lay down that groundwork in order to be versatile in the entertainment industry because you never knew what the job called for. So I just wanted to make space for those women. There's plenty more that I haven't even named. Lola Falana.
Oh my God, we gonna do a Lola Falana show.
Lola Falana. Lola Falana. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. Lola Falana. But yes, go ahead, J. Ray.
No, and I was one of the women that we talk about a lot that fits into this mold is Diana Ross, right? Like she had to do all the things. I mean, Lady Sings the Blues, she was nominated for an Oscar, you know what I'm saying, for that. And so you had to be able to get on that stage, sing a note, dance a bit, act a bit, do a little bit, and be competent. Sir Daniel, remember the Thanksgiving episode? I didn't pick this clip, but remember I told you I found a clip of who was it? Della Reese on like driving in New York on like a green worm, and she had to sing a tune, and I was like, get it, Della.
Della is definitely one of those names that is included in that foundation of people that did it all and had albums. Like you can find their records in the place. But so J. Ray and I, in preparation for the show, we started talking about artists that really stood out to us, that they made the pivot and they did it really well. Like no joke. And I think the number one name that we both came up with, and we said it at the same time, was Eddie Murphy.
Surprise,
Eddie Murphy,
surprise.
19 years old, red hot, Saturday Night Live, stand-up comedian on fire. And I think maybe several years into the game where he's really at the top height of his superpowers, we find out, well, we kind of already know, but we find out that Eddie Murphy is musically inclined and has all the plugs in the music industry and is friends with all of your favorites.
Right.
And then hits us in the head with, my girl wants to,
Party all the
Party all the
time.
time. Party all
Party
the
all the
time.
time. Party all the time. By Rick James. Produced by Rick
Produced by
James.
Rick James. Now, did that come after Boogie in Your Butt?
Boogie in Your Butt, I think, was first. So I think that
Was
was
first,
the
yeah.
first. And because I think that was more comedy inclined, right? So I
Yeah.
think that was like the precursor to, but Party All the Time actually became, it was weird. Like I remember, okay, so story time. When Party All the Time came out, 84, 85, BET, of course, played the video because that's where black people could get the video. And my mom was like, wait, what? What is happening? And because, but what was funny about it, and I remember this feeling like it was for Eddie, because he was such a funny comedian, it was hard to envision him singing because the voice, his singing voice didn't feel like his natural voice. It all felt fun. And
Okay.
it wasn't until 5 years in that I was like, oh no, Eddie Murphy's like serious. Like Eddie Murphy's like playing instruments. He's serious about this right now. But yeah,
He
Party All the Time.
is, and again, Eddie Murphy. Anybody that you can think of, Eddie Murphy has some connection with that was musical. First of all, he toured with a band. He toured when he was doing his comedy shows.
Yep.
He had the Bus Boys, which was his house band.
Yep.
And they sang the house down. Or if you look at Eddie Murphy Delirious, they open and close the show, right? So music is definitely a part of Eddie Murphy's wheelhouse. And then on top of that, he's friends with Rick James,
Yep.
Michael Jackson, because they did a duet subsequently. What's that? What's that? What's that with you?
Look, Michael, oh, check it. Michael's voice was distorted and he was singing the hook, y'all.
Michael Jackson and Prince. We all, thanks to Dave Chappelle's show, we all know the iconic stories of Prince hanging out with Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy and going to his house. So Eddie, and I don't blame him. He was rumored to have dated Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
He's friends with Johnny Gill. Like he's got all his hands and his connections with people in the music industry, and he's friends with them. So it makes sense. Why not? Why not come out there and use all your talents to the fullest and make even more money? Because you're at the height of your superpowers. Why not? So he's definitely, as far as in my book, as far as people that do the pivot and do the things to within their artistry, Eddie Murphy was like at the top of the game when it came to making that transition, or not even transitioning from one to the other, but just doing both
He did them both.
simultaneously. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like it was smart for Eddie to make that move as well when he did, because it was really early in his career. So he was able to mature. By the time What's Up With You came out, I mean, that was 8 years, like 8 years after Party All the Time. So he was able to mature. Okay, pause. Go and watch that video, y'all, if you've never seen
Which one?
the What's Up With You video. It's a blue screen. It's got
Oh,
like
yeah.
clouds.
But Wani, shout out to Wani Lovett. She just reminded me of Put Your Mouth on Me. Which, not for nothing, Eddie was doing his good singing on Put Your Mouth on Me. He was doing a babyface whip appeal kind of crooning on Put Your Mouth on Me. So yes, Wani, you're absolutely right. Thank you for reminding me of that. Because that was kind of a jam.
Yep, and shout out to Wani and Mark McPherson. Thank y'all so much for being in the spot.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely Eddie Murphy. I agree with you. First one that we thought of, like, oh, Eddie was a thing, actually. Who else we got, Sir Daniel? We got some more folk.
We do. So when we think about, again, the idea of a triple threat, this next person comes from the world of dance. And then he segued into becoming a movie star. And so before, you all know him as what y'all know about these people that are moving in here? Well, you know, the husband's a widower. Before, you knew him as that guy that was looking at Loretta Devine walking away and making her giggle and wiggle. Gregory Hines is an accomplished
Yes.
Broadway actor. Jelly's Last Jam. I believe he might have been in Dreamgirls too. If I'm
I believe
mistaken, let me
so.
know. But I think he was in Dreamgirls. Just a complete Broadway, a bona fide Broadway star. Then he went on to do movies. One of which, one of his biggest hits was Running Scared
Yep.
with Billy
Billy
Crystal.
Crystal. Yep.
He
Great
did he
film.
did a lot of buddy movies. He did one with Billy Crystal. He did one with Barishnikov.
Oh, that's
A lot of
right.
y'all don't remember about that. He did that, and I think that's from that soundtrack. That's where we got the no, I take that back. Running Scared
Was
with Billy Crystal is where he did the might have did background, or he might have been part of Michael McDonald's
yeah,
Sweet
Sweet
Freedom.
Freedom. Sweet
Sweet
Freedom is a
Freedom.
jam.
To this day, to this day. But then, but yes. So again, Gregory Hines, bona fide Broadway star, movie star, television roles, of course, Will and Grace, and different cameos here and there. But Gregory Hines has the distinction of being one of the few men that have done a duet with Luther Vandross
Yep.
and did it well.
Yeah, man. I remember. So that was on the "Give Me the Reason" record. I'm pretty sure. And Gregory and Luther, of course, had a relationship from Luther, his New York years, right? So they were running in the same circles.
There's
And
nothing better than love.
there's nothing
Is
better than love, which is a staple on classic R&B radio today. Like you can just regularly hear that song. But if you were wondering who the other person's singing, if you never looked it up, it's actually Gregory Hines. And
They
Gregory
got a
Hines,
video. They
yeah,
got
they had a whole
videos together.
video and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, I remember being introduced to Gregory Hines from the tap dancing standpoint. I think at one point my mom was interested in me being like a tap dancer or whatever. So Savion Glover, Gregory Hines,
Interesting.
yeah, like those were, she would like always like, ooh, Savion and ooh, Gregory Hines. Like I think that was a thing at one point. I never got into it. I don't know why that was a thing, but I'd like to ask my mom about that. But yeah, Gregory Hines had done so much before even recording that song with Luther. And I am not 100% certain. Now, that might be, I don't know that there's anything after that on that scale. I would have to look it up. But yeah, Luther ain't duet with everybody, y'all. And he had a duet with Gregory Hines.
And the cover is very 80s. They had the sweaters is very Gordon Gartrell and very Coogee, like early Coogee, very kind of low neck cut, but real full, and you can tell that it costs money.
Right.
If you ever run across that album cover, you got to get it just for the album cover, just for the fashions.
Can we, okay, well, real quick. Luther,
Yeah.
all right. That was funny too, because now we talk about, what quintessential R&B album covers look like back then. Give Me the Reason had the quintessential R&B cover. Luther was laid down.
There's a meme goes around that says if you knew it was going to be a good album if the singer was laid down on the album cover like this and looking off in the distance, because Thriller, Michael is laid down on his album cover. Luther, Jeffrey Osborne, countless others, they were like laid down on their album, so that music was gonna be swinging. It was gonna be hitting. So yes. So okay. So next on our list, and I want to start this list off with this little tidbit, and maybe we should drop the link to the video. Okay, so we're talking about television. There's a trifecta of television actresses that have really done the thing as far as exploiting their talents in acting and then going on into music. Not everybody's favorite, and I know y'all love Living Single, but everybody's favorite bad and bougie broad, Regine Hunter, started out, of course, we know, as Tootie. Well, she was on Good Times back in before that, but we all grew to know her as Tootie on Facts of Life. Did you know that Tootie, aka Kim Fields, had a whole album, and the lead single was a ballad dedicated to the one and only Michael Jackson, and the name of the song is Dear Michael. Look it up. There's a whole video.
Where's the bomb at? I need a
There's
bomb.
a whole.
Where is the bomb at? What?
There is a whole video, that was a whole movement of Kim Fields and her album called Dear Michael. And I came across it, and I should have gotten it, but I was like, I'm never gonna play this. But it's a key to have, because it's memorabilia. But yes, if you go ahead and talk, I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna find it and put the link in the chat. But yes, there's a whole Kim Fields album out there.
Mark, I'm with you. I had no idea that existed. That is amazing. It is not surprising, because once again, we're talking about the fact that when you think about it, and because the white folks would do it too, like all of the white actors would make their way over to music. So it was almost like, because they were all living out in California, where all of that stuff was happening. So it just made sense. I am dying to hear Dear Michael.
Sense. Are you? It's it's cute. I like what she was trying to do. Okay, so I just dropped it in the chat. So don't leave now, because we don't want you to miss out on any more of the show. But there it is for you to check out. Dear Michael by Kim Fields, and she's got the lace gloves. It's very 80s. It's quintessential 80s. You're gonna love it. Wow. So anyway, I said all that to start off, to talk about television actresses. And you can see this little lady above me right here. Well, we could talk about her.
Yes.
But let me just go ahead and bring it down so y'all can see.
Listen, that record went.
Try Me.
Jam.
Try me. And she was singing. She was singing.
Something we can work
with. Anyway. Since we're talking about, of course, Jasmine Guy. Who, did you all know that Jasmine Guy had a whole album, a whole recording career at the height of her superpowers as Whitley Gilbert? She, of course, struck out and said, "Hey, let me work with Full Force." Full Force, break it down. Bow-legged Lou, if you're listening, hit us up again. Working with Jasmine Guy. And I think what I enjoyed the most is, like, at the beginning, she sounded like it was Whitley.
It did.
But it sounded like Whitley singing, but then we were like, okay, this is Jasmine Guy. And we all know Jasmine Guy is a triple threat. She is a trained dancer.
Yes.
And that video was all over BET, all over Video Soul.
Full step to him. It was a jam. Like, it was the perfect first single to come out. And then she had the nerve to follow it up with another Like My Lover, which was another jam. Like that.
Because there'll never be another like mine. Yes, there'll never be another like my love. Okay, sorry guys.
Listen. Go listen to that record. Like that,
Please.
I haven't played it in a long time. When I was actually helping Kipper clear out Wani, I am not surprised that you have some of her videos. Can I take a pause to shout out Wani? Wani, I don't know if I've ever said this to you directly, but you are the person who helped me formulate my love for hip hop, because it was your VHS tapes when we were in 6th grade that you would bring in and play, and I started my love affair with hip hop because of the mixes that you would bring in on videotape. So shout out to Wani. That is why.
Thank you, Wani.
That's why I love it. But yeah, Jasmine's go play the record, because one, I haven't heard it in a while. When I was helping Kipper clear out a storage unit that he had this dope poster, because he was on tour at the time, and Jasmine was one of the acts that was on tour with them. And so he has this dope poster of Jasmine Guy from that first album, the only album, and it's super dope. So, you know, try me.
Try me. Try it. Try the album. But speaking of Kipper, if we talk about a triple threat, his good Judy, his bestie, Vanessa Williams is the quintessential triple threat. If we still talking about it, you know.
Yep. Real talk.
Broadway, because Mama is a Broadway queen. Broadway, television, and film, and of course a recording artist. So yes, Vanessa Williams is definitely in that lineage of actresses that use the music as well to catapult their artistry. And in that same vein of our favorite television sitcom divas, we cannot not talk about, everybody loves to call her Gina to this day, Tisha Campbell. We cannot talk about this and not talk about Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell, now y'all make fun of her for that steel hair. Y'all make a lot of fun of her, and make all kind of memes about it. But Tisha Campbell, who, if it was closer, I would grab it. But Tisha Campbell has been in the industry since I think she was about 4 or 5 years old. If you have ever listened to the Roberta Flack-led soundtrack to what's the movie? Bustin' Loose with Richard Pryor and Cicely Tyson. The lead song is called The Children's Song. Tisha Campbell is singing on that song at the age of 5 or however old she was.
Man, oh man.
And so, yes. So Tisha Campbell has been in the business for a long time. Of course, we know her from Rags to Riches, which was one of my favorite TV shows.
Great show.
School Days, where we know where she can sing and dance. Of course, Martin. Like
Little
the list
Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. The list goes on and on and on. Tisha Campbell dropped the album, a full album as well, and was another BET honey for like a whole summer. Also produced by Full Force.
Yeah. Like the Tisha record was Push. Listen, Martin, I think we make fun of that song because of what Martin did on the show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta sing it, Gina. You know, and we make fun of it. But Push, when it dropped, I was like, oh yeah,
Push.
That's hot. She was dancing. She was getting, you got to push it till you get. And then it was I could do the choreography, y'all. Push was a joint.
all of it, and we knew. I wasn't surprised when Tisha Campbell came out with an album because to this day, as the lead singer on the Rays, I Don't Want to Be Alone Tonight from School Days, we knew at that you could play that at a party now and people will start singing along to it. So Tisha Campbell is a bona fide triple threat and a star. And we cannot talk about Tisha Campbell and not talk about her right hand, her ace, Tashina Arnold, who is a powerhouse singer. Now, Tashina Arnold may not have had a whole album, but Tisha and Tashina did a duet, Don't Ask My Neighbor, on the Sprung soundtrack.
Yes, amazing rendition of that song.
Weren't they going off? They were singing their faces off.
Listen, Tisha Campbell deserves, I get we're in this mode now where it's easy to meme things, and it was funny. It was right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she's in on the joke now too, which is dope. But in the early 90s, when the Tisha record was released, it was a really cool opportunity. It didn't do what they expected, but neither did Jasmine's record really. Like, it was hard, truly, to be... It was special when it really popped off. Like, it was special when it really popped off. And for some of these folks, it didn't pop off the way they expected. I think there's one person that we are going to talk about that surprisingly probably had the most successful run, and we'll talk about them in a second. But for many of these folks, it didn't work.
Yeah, I think it did what it was supposed to do. It got them on. It got them a press run. And so anytime you get a press run, you're in front of the camera, people know who you are. The labels and the television networks are happy because you're bringing attention to their product, which is the television show.
Yep.
So I think it is definitely a marketing tool. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Like I think about Arsenio Hall and his alter ego Chunky A.
Chunky
Was doing parody raps, which was a thing in the late in the 80s, thanks to Weird Al Yankovic.
Yep.
Parody raps were a thing, and thanks not only Weird Al Yankovic. Let me say, look at all these roaches. What's his name?
Oh.
Critter, Jimmy Critter, or
Is that his name?
No.
I
Let me look
remember.
it up. So what I'm saying is that it was a marketable thing to do. If you comedians doing albums like Chunky A, like Arsenio Hall, it was profitable in the sense that it kept their names out in the zeitgeist and people were talking about it, and it brought them more attention to their show.
Yes, absolutely. I'm wondering, when I think about now,
Russ Parr.
That was Russ Parr.
Russ Parr, radio superstar Russ Parr in the morning. Russ Parr was doing that. Look at all these roaches. Doing all those a lot of those parody albums from the early 80s. Yes.
I did not know that was Russ Parr. This is a fun show because there's like stuff over here that I'm like, that is a fun fact that I just didn't know. That's dope. Russ Parr. Get it, Russ.
Russ Parr. Yeah, because there's an album cover of him in half drag. Because he did a parody called song Hair or Weave. Is it your hair? Weave. Hair. Because it was a parody of Today. Him, me. Him, me. Do you want him? Me. And he was doing hair, weave. Hair, weave. Is it your hair? Weave. So, anyway, I killed the joke. But who we got next, J. Ray? Okay. One other lady, also continued the lineage of the triple threat, Irene Cara. We don't talk enough about Irene Cara. Absolutely. Irene Cara, for all you Sparkle fans, she was the original Sparkle, right?
Yeah.
Irene Cara was in Sparkle, and of course, for my generation, for me, she was in Fame, and Fame is what really made me take notice. She was in the movie, even though she wasn't in a television show.
Yep.
She basically was the star of that movie.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
She was the star of that movie. And she had two major hits off of two different movies.
Yep. Yeah. Irene Cara. So firstly with Fame, which was the title song from the film. That song won an Oscar. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it has a really 80s music video because it's like 1981. So it's Irene Cara walking around New York and she's like doing this, and then they have dancers and their background is a whole lot of hands and ponytails. It's a lot.
It's a lot of stop traffic. Can you imagine being in traffic in New York and the kids from Fame just come out dancing and they stop traffic? They were doing flash mobs before there were flash mobs. So imagine being in traffic and the kids from Fame stop to do a whole choreography, a whole song and dance in the middle of New York City traffic. But we said all that to say Irene Cara was the star of that movie and had the song. She sang the title track of Fame, which also went on to be the title track for the TV show. So her voice was long reaching. It's like you heard her on that forever. So if you watched the television show, you already knew who Irene Cara. She was already in your subconscious. And then on top of that, she lands another monstrous hit from the Flashdance movie, with What a Feeling.
Absolutely, man. That
Another
thing was out of here.
another quintessential 80s jam. Like if you put it on, you magically have leg warmers and a headband and a side ponytail. It just magically appears if you put that record on.
Yes, yes, that was it was a fun song. And like Fame, it was inspirational. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't have it all, I'll be dancing. But it was a lot of dancing. And then remember the video, because Homegirl, you know, they did the video and then the splash, the water comes down.
Yes, which was a
Oh,
body double. That was not.
really?
Yeah, that was
I
not
didn't know
Jennifer
that was a body.
Beals.
Jennifer was like, I'm not doing it.
No, Jennifer Beals had, and I think there's a picture of them together. Another woman with like a really terrible kinky curly wig, because we all know Jennifer Beals is a biracial descent. But so this other woman, this white woman, has on this wig, and was her body double dancing throughout the movie. So the whole splash scene, all the scenes of her doing the audition in front of the panel of white people. Every time she put her head down, that was the body double. And then when she would lift up, it was Jennifer Beal. So that's quintessential 80s movie editing, but it worked. We lived. We for the longest time we thought Jennifer Beal was a full-on dancer, but that was a body double.
My question around Irene Cara's career, maybe this is something folks can highlight us, could let us know, but you know, those are two big hits, and typically when you have hits that are that big, there's like other things, but there weren't other things after that. So I'm curious to know. I know that Irene Cara is currently, or over the last 5 or 6 years, was touring with like a band, an all women band that she had pulled together. So I am curious to know what that story was about. Okay, you had these two massive hits. What was going on in the industry at that time, and kind of what happened after? Because I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, like she literally was. When you think about it girls, before J Lo, there was Irene Cara. If we're gonna keep it a buck, like the triple threat: acting, singing, dancing.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a very interesting conversation. I know she had like a couple 12 inches to do a little something, but as far as carrying over into the 90s and beyond, you know, she took a step back. So that would be a very interesting story.
Yeah.
So this next person, I think means a lot to all of us, because this man, I can't imagine life without this man right now. It's like since I was in high school, he's been kind of omnipresent. And we're talking about none other than Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Who, if you think about it, he did what a lot of college students didn't have the opportunity to do. And maybe it's because of his mega success that they put all those parameters on what college athletes could do. But when Shaquille was in college in LSU, he was already famous just because he was enormous.
Enormous. He's a big man.
He's a big man, but very magnetic, a magnetic personality outside of the court. And like a lot of athletes, he was always kicking it with rappers.
Yep.
So next thing you know, guess what? Shaquille O'Neal has a whole rap career.
Shaq Diesel came out.
I know I got skills, man.
Listen.
I got skills.
So here's the thing, y'all. If we stack it up and we talk about like all of these people, like Shaquille O'Neal, of all the people that we talked about, has a super solid music catalog. Like, you could put on Shaquille O'Neal records today and not feel like this isn't good. Like, you might be like, oh, that's kind of a bop. Like, I'm nodding my head a little bit. Shaquille O'Neal as an MC was working. Okay, so I pulled this up because I wanted to make sure that I let me let you know who Shaquille O'Neal was working with on his music stuff. Album 1 includes production from Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Yep, run it down.
Def Jef, Eric Sermon, So point blank, right there, out the gate, he's coming out. Second album, the RZA is producing. You know what I'm saying? Redman is producing. Warren G. Eric Sermon again. Like it just keeps going on and on. And by the third record, which You Can't Stop the Rain, he's on the West Coast. DJ Quick. He's working with Mobb Deep and Poke and Tone. So
duets with Biggie,
y'all. Like Shaquille O'Neal really leaned into like, I'm not just going to have a jokey joke rap career. I'm going to like get on records and work with hip hop producers and rappers who people respect. And it produced actually really solid records. I remember by the time You Can't Stop the Rain came out, I was like, oh, Shaq is like evolving as an MC and as a presence in hip hop. Important, and folks followed him.
So again, we're talking about, this is an industry about making money. Shaquille realized how marketable he was and took control of that from jump, because not only were we listening to Shaquille O'Neal and the Fu-Schnickens and buying his albums, we were buying those Reebok pumps.
Yep.
Those sneakers. We were watching him on Space Jam.
Yep.
Which, I mean, all of these moves catapulted him into superstardom. Like, into the biggest... Like, to this day, Shaquille O'Neal really didn't have to do appear a lot on the basketball court because we knew him for so many different things. And he's continuing with his entrepreneurship and being an owner of Papa John's and owning a lot of different things that we probably don't even know about.
Absolutely.
Properties. And he's a sheriff on top of that.
He's a sheriff.
Random.
He literally is in commercials left and right. You almost can't watch daytime TV without Shaquille O'Neal showing up on your television. And he recently did a show. So shout out to Emmy Marshall. He recently did a show with TNT? I think it was, but where he was working with 6 entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. And helping them on their businesses. Like, so when you talk about an individual who is taking all the things that he's able to do and bringing that and helping other people to elevate them and their businesses, he's still to this day doing it. Like, yeah, so Shaquille O'Neal, it's funny to think about, but for those of you that do not realize, when your favorite rapper is trying to rap today, they are literally following in the footsteps of Shaquille O'Neal's massive rap success.
Absolutely. But I do have a question. Not even a question, but a poll. And you guys that are watching can put your belief in the chat as well. Shaquille O'Neal, Snoop Dogg. Who is really taken over the game as far as marketing themselves? Who's like the bigger marketing genius? Because just like Shaq, Snoop is everywhere. Literally everywhere.
Wow. You know what? I would actually have to put it to Snoop for me, and here's why. And shout out to Snoop's. Well, one, Snoop has come full circle, right? Yeah. The label that helped him to launch his career and put him through a lot. So much so that he had to be like pulled away from it.
He was up for murder charges.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was accused of murder, y'all.
He was accused of murder.
And walked away from it.
Right. And he's still smoking weed, he's still doing all of this.
And he's as American as American pie, as apple pie.
What was the joint that he did? Was it Sexual Seduction?
Yes.
Snoop he's a creative, he's smart, he has a smart team around him. That legacy is intact. Point blank, period. And now he owns it full circle by buying Death Row. What?
Like, literally, the album, the the label that was holding your money for decades. That's a power move. That is a power move, y'all. If a lot of other rap artists, there's other moguls, people, other labels. I'll put it this way: there's other labels that their day a reckoning is coming for them soon, because a lot of their former artists are making a lot of noise. But that's a whole nother show. We're not gonna go over into that area, but that's a whole nother show. But yes, thank you, Marvell. Snoop is your cool uncle, and Shaq is the uncle that you wanted to go to school with. So that's a great observation, Marvell, and thank you. But
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
so yeah, that's these people have really had an interesting, and they teach us. They're teaching us how you can make this regardless of what your original plan was. It's a testament to life in general about pivoting, because we all have to pivot at some point. We all have to make changes. Like, neither of us was doing this in the
Right.
beginning. We started off doing something else, and then we had to
Yep.
pivot to other things. But but they've shown us that you can do different things, and you can do it well, and you can be successful at it as long as you're having a good time.
Absolutely. I think that makes me think of Tyler. I recently watched Tyler the Creator had an interview up. It's really good. So if y'all haven't seen it, I'll drop it in the description so that y'all can watch it. But Tyler talks about the fact, and he's talked about this a lot, where he's like, other people couldn't see what I could see about what I wanted my career to be. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, no, I could see it. Other people didn't get it. The fact that I'm here sitting here doing this interview is something I knew could happen. Like, I knew I could start a fashion brand. I knew that I could, have records where I sing. Like, I knew all of that. So these individuals that we have talked about also saw for their careers that they could do more than what we initially were introduced to them doing. And they sought it out and gave us some bops.
Listen, every time I think of Shaquille O'Neal hopping out with the Fushnikins on
Yes.
the Arsenio Hall show,
Yes.
I can't, you got to give it up to him. He was hanging with a lot of the big dogs in the rap industry. So this has been a dope show.
It has
But then
been.
again, all of our shows are really good and entertaining and informative, because how many of y'all knew about that Kim Fields album?
Mind blown.
Thank me
Mind
later.
blown.
Thank me later. The link is in the chat, and we'll post it again so that you can see it for yourself, and you can get a load of Kim Fields singing her heart out to Michael Jackson.
Listen, kids. So listen, we're gonna let y'all know there's a few things that y'all should do. Definitely head over to the website. We are continuing to work on the membership components and all of these things, but they are coming soon. So become a Q Points Insider by visiting our website. We're going to put the link in the chat. Also, make sure that you subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, and also leave us a review and a star rating over there. Also, leave us a review and a star rating over at Podchaser. We recognize a lot of you aren't familiar with Podchaser, but I'm about to tell y'all why Podchaser is dope, especially if you like podcasts. Podchaser makes it easier for you to discover new podcasts, y'all, and I mean that very seriously, because of the way their database is set up, so you can search for things in a different way. So shout out to Podchaser. And also, for those of you who are on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. And for those of you who are not on YouTube and are watching somewhere else, make sure you go to YouTube and you subscribe there. I'm going to drop all of those links in the chat.
Wow. So J Ray, this was a fun show.
Yes.
March is done. March is
Wow.
over with. We are in full on spring and heading into April. I cannot wait for other dope shows that we have. And we've got some goodies. So, and more interviews coming too. Just keep it right here. We're on a roll here, and we want you to come with us. But J Ray, what do I always say? In this life, you have a choice. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
And y'all, my name is J Ray.
This has been Q Points. We'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good one, y'all.
Peace.